Hello, my name is Father Len McMillan, and welcome to Exploring Catholicism. Hello, my name is Father Len McMillan, and I'm the pastor of St. Pius X Catholic Church. And we're starting a new series on exploring Catholicism, and that is the 10 Meals with Jesus, a study of the Gospel of St. Luke. So I title it the 10 Meals with Jesus because the Gospel of Luke has the most fascinating structure of all. All the Gospel of Luke is 10 meals with Christ. That's all it is. So the 10 meals, you add up all 10 meals, and that's our theology of the Eucharist. So the Gospel of St. Luke is so clever in structuring the entire Gospel as the 10 meals because it's the new 10 commandments. And here at St. Pius, in front of the church, we have this beautiful monument to the 10 commandments. But secretly, I always wish they would have put Luke's 10 meals because each meal has a moral code to it. So the Gospel of St. Luke is so interesting because really all Jesus does is eat and drink and tell stories. So my joke about the Gospel of St. Luke is clearly Jesus was Italian because, those Italians, all they do is eat, drink, and tell stories. And yes, I do love Italians, but I also love to mock them. But the Gospel of Luke, in one sense, is very Italian. Jesus is constantly sitting down for a meal. And the Gospel is about meal and wine and women and stories. So the backdrop of everything in the Gospel of St. Luke is a meal. And each meal has a moral code to it. And before there's a meal, there's an appetizer with a little bit of morality that deals with what's going to be talked about in the meal. Then the teaching of the meal itself, and then there's a little dessert of how you apply this morality. So it's an incredible gospel. And the gospel, the major theme, the overriding major theme is not just the Eucharistic meal, but it's hospitality. That is Luke's favorite word, is hospitality. So from beginning and end, it always uses the word hospitality. So right from the beginning in Bethlehem, when Christ is born, it doesn't say that there's no room in the inn. They didn't have motels in tiny little Bethlehem 2,000 years ago. They didn't have an inn there. What it says in Greek is there was no place of hospitality. And there's a poetic meaning there that in the human heart, there's no place for hospitality. Mary and Joseph shows up, and she's in need of medical attention. And the good religious people of Bethlehem, none of them open their doors. So the idea is that there's really no place in the human heart for hospitality. So after the 10 meals in the Gospel of Luke, where in each meal, Jesus teaches something about hospitality. At the very end of the Gospel, finally, humanity gets it. In the very last meal, the apostles, they welcome the stranger to a meal, and the stranger turns out to be Christ. So the point being is that the Gospel of Luke is this great gospel about hospitality. And in Luke, from beginning to end, it's hospitality. And hospitality is a form of prayer. Every time Jesus is at a meal, it's prayer. And hospitality, prayer, and meal go together. The other thing I really love about the Gospel of St. Luke is it was written for us Gentiles. And Jesus, in the Gospel of Luke, he is a breaker of rules and laws. He is the breaker of rules and laws. And this sounds kind of strange, but there's this thing called meal codes. Meal codes are what's important is how and who you eat with. Jews have them, and Gentiles had them at the time of Christ. Jewish meal codes are Jews eat with Jews. Jews never eat with non-Jews at that time period. That would be considered wrong. And Jesus breaks those meal codes. He welcomes uh, non-Jews, to us Gentiles, to the table. That would have really upset. And each meal, Jesus breaks some rule. Now, we're just so used to the gospel, we don't understand what Jesus is doing is revolutionary. But Gentiles, the Romans, had their meal codes as well. You only ate with people of your class, and men and women never eat together. So here you have Jesus at the meals, not only welcoming Gentiles, but he does things of having the poor and rich eat together. For the Romans, that would have been considered shockingly inappropriate. He had women and men eat together. For the Gentiles, that would have been shocking. So Jesus is this figure that breaks a lot of moral rules. And the point being is that Jesus is going to redrop the maps of morality based on meals. It's not going to be morals of a certain cultural set. In the 10 meals, he's offering a completely new type of morality that will shock everyone. So please join me in our study of the 10 meals with Christ in the Gospel of Luke. If you like today's topic, you can join us in person in the Great Room here at Pope St. Pius. The in-person classes will be longer and have more discussion, so please consider joining us in the Great Room. God bless. Well, you have to listen to NPR sometimes. The interviewer, she speaks like this. Oh, well, good morning. Good morning, Wes. How you doing? Oh, yeah, it is a good morning. It's like, what? Is she eating chocolate or something? What? Yes. Oh, here, my name is Father Len McMillan, and I would like to talk to you about, the 10 meals. Oh, yeah.